2 years of traveling around the country and filming have shown how practitioners of the folk martial arts persevere in the face of many difficulties. Despite the value of their practice being called into question, their faith remains unshakable. In times of peace, what is the value of Chinese martial arts? To understand this better, the crew seek out Professor Zhou Wei Liang, a cultural scholar of martial arts.
武术在当代有什么意义？我把它归纳了3个字：技、身、心。积极的技，这是它的本，和它紧密的融在一起的是身，不是仅仅是健康，是强壮。心就指的道德，道德层面的人格塑造也好，都是通过习武提高积极能力来体现的。长期的习武过程中间，会锻炼一种坚韧不拔的毅力，吃苦耐劳的精神，他有了对社会的担当，由此技身心构成了一个基本价值体系。
所以你要走向民间啊，从民间的田野调查中间去完善这一个历史。
The crew are advised to look at the master-student relationship in folk martial arts. The first person recommended is Liu Sheng-ying, who is honoring a promise he made to his late master. He is said to be something of a legend. The crew find him at Liujizhu village in the Qizhou district of Tianjin.
我下去跟他说。
那老师在地里干活了。
啊，在地里干活呢。
啊，在这地采菜呢。
是那个地里那个。
老头。
就是
过吧？
就是他。
啊，没看过吧？
站起来那个。刘老师，您好，您好，您好，您好，您好，您好。刚才找了半天，让大姐帮我带过来的。
对啊，这咱们自己种的茴香。
哦，自己种的茴香。
到时候中午吃饺子，这不是来朋友。
我听您这说话，
北京的。
北京腔啊。
北京口音
啊，北京口音啊。
哦，您不是当地人。
他是北京人，我是当地人。
咱在北京300年。
那您这现在算是在这定居的打算吗？
啊，就挨这儿待着了，教武术，教擒拿、散打。
哎呦，我帮您拿过去，行吧？这么搁着。
How come a native of Beijing is living in this small village teaching martial arts? Is it related to the oath of loyalty he gave to his master? Before those questions can be asked, Liu Sheng-ying is off home to teach.
那哪儿36把小擒拿
啊。
36-style catch wrestling belongs to the northern Shaolin Taizu Chuan, literally meaning great ancestor fist, passed on by Liu Sheng-ying's master, Li Qing. It used to be practiced by Qing dynasty emperors' palace guards and the imperial police.
注意看着啊，那手不要怕的，就不要看手，看他绑上一动就糊下来，绑上一动就糊下来，你看不见手。看见手就打着你了，走到跟前儿出拳，走，人家出去就完了，没有输赢。
What is the promise that propelled Liu Sheng-ying in his 70s to become a village martial arts teacher?
为什么教你们武术？有个别人知道，有大部分不知道。原来我的师傅啊，在冀东教了100多个徒弟。赶上抗日战争了，那武装起义了，为了祖国，为了人民，已经全牺牲了。他的心愿是呢，把东西还回京东。年轻时候，我可能比你们还小时候就跟我说过，这是60多年前的承诺。这才我，到蓟县把东西交给你们，明白吗？明白。好，
就当时师傅就这么一句话，就这么个嘱托，有这么重要吗？对您来说
非常重要。
怎么重要？
那承诺呀，一言九鼎啊。当一个好徒弟，把人家东西还人家，因为他的招法，我就后来也试验过，确实是管用。我抓一个犯罪分子。那小拿菜刀砍人，他那刀一砍啊，我就拦着了， 哎，我这借着棍儿，我一看我就疯了，因为我那是拿那手交换那手，我拿着扣完了，我一定给那腕子给扣住了。所以练呢，就是保一方平安。
Liu Sheng-ying has assisted in several police arrests. In the 1980s, he was among the pioneers of the newly established Sanda sport. Later, his path in life was changed by martial arts.
要假如我没拜他当师傅，怎么说呢？他教导的东西，捍卫共和国上万弟兄的努力，120是1万多人啊。咱们学一旦国家用之计，报效国家，对外抗争那是真的，对内啊，说为一门争胜，那是已经过时了。从小跟着师傅，一直到他的晚年也跟着他。真正的武家还是真正爱国，逢人处事，都是师傅教的。
It's been over 40 years since his master passed away. The crew want to visit the place where Liu Sheng-ying began learning from his master. The idea greatly pleases him.
这都是土地，
是这片吗？
对，就那地。七星落地闹翻天，基本跟那树是平的。哈，那是64年前的事儿了。
64年。
对。从他们一小孩儿是到一个糟老头子了，一晃就过去了。张李清练的36把小擒拿，就在这个角楼上4品带刀护卫，也是万里挑一的人，真才实学的东西，不是花言巧语。
Liu Sheng-ying's memories have not faded. The oath he gave to his master and the memory of the martial artists who died defending the nation sent him back to the village in Tianjin. The crew stay in Beijing to interview Ba Guachang expert Wang Tong about the master-student relationship in folk martial arts culture.
我一下有了，我不可能再要2
简单、直接、快速是最好。
对，说我用一个套路打人，那是不可能的，那是咱们导演安排的。
导演安排的。
往这一架练的是什么？精气神。看我，看我。
Wang Tong and his students are not professionals. They started practicing martial arts at different times and are at different levels of development. Wang Tong needs to instruct his students one by one and make the necessary corrections to their postures and movements.
看着，啪啪，走，追，错，断了，追着我 ，OK， 停，错，这儿劈，你劈谁呢？你老是不敢打，
你要脱了吗？万一
热了，这不是我这儿一劈，这儿一走，你看哪儿去了？所以练武术的过程，为什么我总结是看，身体不碰撞，这一辈子你也找不着。我跟他们在讲，赶紧练，我也快不行了。
没有啦。
各位来宾，各位同门师兄弟，王彤先生收徒仪式。今天新入门的是13位弟子。师门戒律：戒以武欺人，戒恃强凌弱，戒违法行为，戒阴谋。
Kneeling before the master at a traditional student receiving ceremony must seem strange to many Chinese people in this day and age.
今收弟子为八卦掌第5代门人。
Wang Tong says that kneeling is not about showing respect to him, but for the history and heritage of martial arts. He is responsible for his students, so he often travels to their cities to supervise their training.
请大嫂早。
The newly admitted students say in private that it's both compelling and intimidating to study under Wang Tong, because he's totally committed.
我们老师教我，来手一句话是保命的，不是让你在那儿玩的。他不爱听把武术当做一个玩儿。
It's the Tomb Sweeping Festival, and Wang Tong invites the crew to join the annual tribute to their Ba Gua Chang predecessors. The inheritors of founder Dong Haichuan's school are buried together here, making it a unique non-lineage funerary ground. In the 1980s, Li Ziming, Wang Tong's master, proposed that founder Dong Haichuan's tomb, which had been destroyed, be relocated from the city center to the foot of the Western Hills. The relocation caused quite a stir in the world of Chinese martial arts. Today, Li Ziming also rests his last at the cemetery.
老师、师娘，您的不孝徒弟来看着呢。
Wang Tong's teaching method is not only about imparting skills, but also guarding his teacher's dignity in martial arts. Wang takes the crew to Shenzhou in Hebei province. Xing Yiquan and Ba Gua Zhang, literally meaning shape will fist and 8 trigram palm, are said to be two closely interlinked schools. As a student of Xing Yiquan, Wang also pays annual tribute to Xing Yiquan masters, one of whom he frequently mentions.
李存义老先生是形意拳的脊梁。
脊梁。
脊梁。
The crew want to hear more about the backbone of Xing Yiquan.
这不是，李存义顺应历史潮流，拼弃门户之见，在天津创办中华武术会，推动武术上升为国术。
Li Zunyi and Chinese Warrior Association are two names that once regularly appeared in movies. What is their real story?
那年，中华武士会成立。
The year was 1912. The Chinese Warrior Association did exist, but official records about it are a total blank. All we have is this book, a collection of old newspapers, letters, and oral histories. What is the true face of this martial arts association? Who was Li Zunyi? To find out, the crew contact one of its authors, Yan Bo-chun.
杨老师，
Yan Bo-chun is not a martial arts practitioner, but a scholar of literature and history. His grandfather was once a student of Li Zunyi and a member of the Chinese Warrior Association. He has long studied that history.
这是大公报报道的这个天津中华武士会宗旨，本会以发展中国固有武术、振起国民尚武精神为宗旨。真正践行这个思想的一帮人，还是靠这个武术家，像李存义团结了一帮这个武术家。创办武术会之前，他主要的身份还是镖师，单刀里就是这个江湖对他的称呼。
Li Zunyi, born into a village in Hebei province, was uneducated. He published the previously secret Xing Yiquan skills by dictation. It would later become the core textbook of the Chinese Warrior Association. These illustrations were created by Yan Daosheng, Yan Bo-chun's grandfather.
武术会成立以后，开办这个讲习班，我祖父是第一班。
这就是您祖父。
这是我祖父严道生。
The association was not a circle of superheroes, but a school for martial arts. It is apparent the members like to wear scholarly white gowns in photographs. But the person sitting next to Yan Daosheng looks different.
有人说过一句“全有南北”，这个国无南北。
全有南北，国有南北嘛。
都是国家不能分裂，是吧？这个话呢，其实出自这个人之口，是个武术理念。仲贤曰：“人有南北，道无南北。”
What is the rationale identified by Luo Zhongxian?
进京北方见者传。
In the biographies of the association's lead members, Li Tzuan-yi was described as turbulent as the Yellow River and as magnificent as Mount Tai, and he preserved and transmitted the boundless way. This way, or rationale, in Luo Zhongxian's terms, is the elevated spirit of the martial arts. Does this legend match with the history? The crew returned to Tianjin, the birthplace of the Chinese Warrior Association. Yan Bo-jun calls his friend Wang Zhenliang, an expert in literature and history. Wang leads the crew to a small museum hidden away in a neighborhood. The Chinese Warrior Association was founded in a nearby ironworks.
中华武术会的成立其实有几方面的人在推动。中国人是探讨各种救国的这种途径，那么这些武术家就提出来是武术救国。
Such were the circumstances that sprouted the ambition of saving the nation through martial arts. The decline of the traditional armed escort work drove many martial artists to become martial arts teachers. Martial arts societies sprang into being one after another. But what distinguished the Chinese Warrior Association was its name.
从这个武术会慢慢的演变到武士会，
从武术会变成武士会，这个一字之差。
这个武术可能是强调这技艺的本身，格斗啊、技击啊，士呢已经到人的这种修为了，就是说不单单是技术了。我想这个跟当时时代的需求能联系在一起的。
What demands shape these courageous and selfless martial artists? The answer can be found in this 100-year-old article, Declaration of the Chinese Warrior Association. China has been humiliated by foreign powers. Weak spirits and sinking national morale are to blame. Establishing the association and recruiting experts in combat skills to run training schools in order to popularize martial arts is seen as one solution. It is hoped that a too genteel culture could be replaced by an unyielding martial spirit. Fostered by support from political, business, and educational circles, the Chinese Warrior Association was relocated to the heart of Tianjin's Cultural and Educational Center.
它是为了普及社会教育，说当时的天津美术馆、天津博物馆都在这个宫山公园里边。
Today's Zhongshan Park has lost any trace of the association.
武术会是最早尝试在这个学校里开设这个武术课程。
In this park, the Chinese Warrior Association began turning martial arts into a nation-saving education. The martial spirit advocates the cultivation of body and mind, and had a powerful influence on patriotic thinkers of the day. A great revolution was stirring in China. There were few reports of the time so significant to the Chinese national spirit. Yan Bo-chun and the crew seek more information in the reading room for periodicals from the Republic of China period at the Tianjin Library.
大公报24年，24不对啊，
原件
我们是21年开始
，1921年之前的原件，您这馆藏里没有？
对，
哦，
就费劲嘛。
It seems there are no official archives for the Chinese Warrior Association, but the crew are unwilling to give up so easily.
中华武士会，对。
这个
点看不清。
武术的这关键词
也不多。
武术会有没有内容？
中华武术会有。
武术会就1条还是2条是吧？
有一个会议章程啊。
武术会的，反正现在也是全面开放的这个。
武术会的
是吧？
对，现在已经调了，一共是2卷。
没想到中华武术会档案还真的有一部分。
不是大公报那个？
那肯定不是。对。
你好。哎，好，谢谢。
内有中华武术会章程简章。
It hasn't been obliterated by history. According to these unpublished documents, the Chinese Warrior Association more than a century ago was already a modern, well-instituted martial arts school. From this weekly schedule, we can see that the teaching contents included the skills of blade, spear, stick, sword, and fist. Specifically, it contained courses on the usage of weapons and armed combat training. This means combat was the priority of these courses, designed and promoted by Li Tsun-yi and his fellow martial artists in the association. It was also a radical change in the way martial arts were inherited. Their goal was to inspire a martial spirit and make up for the lack of physical education in China. It was their duty to the nation. China has been through great changes in the past century, but what we possess today can be traced through history. Real martial arts, the hidden art, are what lay behind the Chinese Warrior Association. Despite their different origins, people conform to the same ideals and rationale. It is for them to inherit the art and pass it on, making it ever more glorious. In 1928, Nanjing's nationalist government established a top-down martial arts system. Many folk martial artists, including the association's members, took part in it. Martial arts were developed into a national sport. What is the contemporary value of that movement? Professor Zhou Weiliang joined the crew when they meet up with Nanjing local Ge Changlin. Ge was taught by a martial arts master at the Central Guoshu Academy. Guoshu means national sport.
中央国术馆那个苏俊义老师就站在这个桥这里，他就指着那边说：“那儿就是原来南京中央国术馆的旧址。”37年，这个日本进攻南京的时候，他就撤退了，他基本上回去战火。那么中央国术馆的目的就是什么？强中强国。我武器打不过你，但是我有4万5千万人口，我每一个人都会强壮，我给你打下去。
With the belief that hand-to-hand combat skills were still relevant in modern warfare, the Central Guoshu Academy sent military coaches, like Su Shun-yi, to the front to teach unarmed combat.
你刺刀这样子刺过来，我该住过你以后不要停，直接刺过去。那就跟我们武术当时拳打一样的嘛，该过你就直接走了，根本就不需要1、2，没有1、2，就是1下。
简单实用的这些。这是什么
？918。真的有种说不出的感觉。
Professor Zhou Weiliang informs the crew that when the Japanese launched their air attacks on Nanjing, some buildings were exempted from attack. One of them was the Guoshu Stadium, specially built for martial arts competitions. This octagon-shaped building, designed by Mr. Yang Tingbao, is a listed national cultural relic and is being restored.
国术场，我是用一句话叫前无古人后无来者，前面可没有范例。这个工程，它是从属于中央体育场的一部分，就一进来的主轴线过来，这门口两边对称，这个是篮球，这个是 国术，这个是国术。它的主通道的两侧，这算是最重要的3座重要建筑，2个的对景，所以非常非常的重要。如果我们能恢复回去的话，将来可能也会有很多的游客也会再重温这段历史。
In 1933, the Central Guoshu Academy held the second national Guoshu examination here. At the time, China's northeast had fallen to Japan. North China came under Japanese pressure. Faced with war, Zhang Zhujiang, director of the Central Guoshu Academy, ordered that all candidates be tested in unarmed or armed combat.
所以张自江先生在批评一些重看不重用的技术的时候，他是非常有感触的，说你这种东西怎么去杀敌，怎么上战场。
For most, Zhang Zhujiang is an unfamiliar figure in history. In fact, he is well attested in historical archives, most of which relate to the Central Guoshu Academy.
中央国术馆的创立，它主要是以张自江的人脉关系，联络了一大帮的党政要人。当时中央国术馆成立，出版了一本中央国术馆的会刊，在这里边就是充分体现了张自江对于武术的理解。
提倡国术，练习国术，以其强身自卫，强种救国，心所愿也。
这是他的心愿。
他的心愿，就是我们练武术要为民族、为国家要有担当。
Zhang Zhujiang was born in Tangzhou, one of the hometowns of martial arts. He served in the military in his early life and then devoted himself to the promotion of martial arts. The outbreak of the War of Resistance against Japanese aggression posed a dilemma for him. He could neither go to the front nor continue his work at the Central Guoshu Academy. According to Professor Zhou, the lack of records seems to indicate the academy shut down during the war. But during filming, the crew come across a 1943 application to set up a summer training course when the academy was temporarily located in Chongqing. It reads, "We hope to set up a summer vacation training session for the students and young people outside the campus who want to learn martial arts." It was signed by Zhang Zhujiang as director of the Central Guoshu Academy.
这个培训班，你看具体的科目是和积极之间有关系的。一是擒拿，二是塞脚，就是强调了一个积极，要有血性，要有担当，要上战场杀敌，这就是他提倡武术的根本目的。
It's clear that Zhang Zhujiang was not prepared to let up his efforts to build the strength and morale of the nation, especially in the time of war. The crew learned more surprising information from Zhang Zhujiang's grandson, Wan Legang, in Shanghai.
我外祖父呢，他自己呢，在抗日战争爆发后呢，他也亲自上了前线。当时第5战区司令长官李宗仁聘请他为高等顾问。还有一位呢，到现在还活着的宋老田先生，当时就和他一起去参加了这个台儿庄战役的。
Suddenly, instead of training martial artists, Zhang Zhujiang and his academy colleagues found themselves on the front line themselves. The crew immediately rushed to find Song Mao Tian, possibly the only surviving witness to that episode of history, at Juliko village in Tangzhou, Hebei province.
我们来看着来了。
宋爷爷，您好。哎呦，您不动，您不动，您身体挺好。
就这个年是102岁了，属马的，属马相。
我这儿有几张照片，您看看是您吗？
对，这是我年轻的时候的呀。我在中央国术馆3年。
3年就抗战就爆发了是吧？
7起事变了。张自江带着学员学生们呢，带着50名上5战去了。皮包张自江的我给提着，到以后张自江说要做一次总反攻，国术馆的学生教员。送出去，发动的台儿庄会战，
7.7事变以后，最大的胜利，
最大的胜利就是台儿庄。
The already tired Song Mao-Tian tells his story in broken words. He didn't return to the central Guoshuo Academy after the Battle of Taiyuan. He stayed in the army and fought till the end of the war against Japanese aggression. In 1949, he retired and returned to his hometown.
不行了，老了。
The crew try to revive his memories of the academy with documents and videos from the Republic of China period.
您有印象吗？
自强不息。
自强不息。
这是真的。
自强不息。自强不息。
就从这2、3年，
就这2年的身体。
哎，不行，你们来的太晚了。
我们来。
哎，就是你们这个中央电才来太晚了。
Just before Song Mao-Tian passed away, researchers have identified a wartime building in the Chongqing suburb of Beibei that had been the National Sports School. The school was set up in 1933 to train martial arts teachers, and its principal was Zhang Zhijiang.
暑期培训班嘛，
对，
这个是你在2党馆
对
发现的这个，你看，
对。
这个培训班，你看具体的科目是和积极直接有关系的。一是擒拿。
这个事件的发生应该是在我们
在这里
这个区域。
肯定在这儿，肯定在这儿。
The 1988 alumni book of the Central Guoshuo Academy and National Sports School shows that most of its graduates were working in physical education in schools, colleges, and universities. A People's Daily Report on the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference in March 1957 quoted the 76-year-old Zhang Zhijiang, "I'm still willing to do something practical, cooperating with the relevant departments to jointly arrange and study this precious heritage of China and pass it on to the next generation." Having unearthed all this history, the crew want to know, what is its legacy today? In this town deep in the mountains in northwestern China, there is a family of martial artists. They are the inheritors of Tongbei martial arts. It was founded by Ma Fengtu, an important member of the Chinese Warrior Association and the Central Guoshu Academy.
这个是挺，对，不说吧，哇。
Zhang Hongmo is still working as a doctor at 83 years old. He is also the head of the Ma martial arts family, having been a student of Ma Fengtu's son. Every morning he works in his clinic. The crew have to wait for all his patients to be seen before getting him to turn to martial arts.
看您这个病人每天挺多的，就在等着你，是吧？啊，别人对大家来说，现在练武是有用的还是？
哎。 有用的嘛？
有用的。
一人练能强什么？全家练能强做，大家练是能强国。
大家练强国。
Walking into his yard, a world of martial arts gradually unfolds.
仪凤堂，这专门修了这么一个来纪念凤图先生。
这是不能忘本，
不能忘本，
不能忘根嘛。
In 1962, when Zhang Hongmo was studying medicine in Lanzhou, Gansu Province, he became a student of Ma Yingda, Ma Fengtu's son. He learned Tongbei, or comprehensive martial arts, from him. Subsequently, all Zhang's children learned to practice martial arts.
今天找，今天教，今天进来用，全是这样子，走之类的，全斜上，不能就别手上手，走，对。
哦，
大了用的是个啪，快得很，一手、两手、三手，这个就原当。
好快。
这是我也武术，这就我也亲自教。
啊，
哎，打。
啊，所以马爷其实是除了您父亲以外，对您影响最大的。
哎，最大的。从离婚生子这个给讲。
Most of Zhang Hongmo's children and grandchildren live in the cities, but they come back for the Chinese New Year and other holidays. What draws the family together, besides kinship and tradition, is the ideology of martial arts.
通背释义，马凤图传，
前辈言来，
重文轻武，
产生一般因害附会之托。
真正国术必不如是。
According to Confucius, the cultured man must know about military affairs. And, according to Ma Fengtu, to be otherwise is to be incomplete and to be lacking. The Chinese Warrior Association, the Central Guo Shu Academy, and the Tongbei martial arts are all based on affection for the family and the nation. Zhang Hongmo must return to his clinic. The crew go to Lanzhou to meet his two sons. Zhang Hongmo's son, Zhang Feihu, is a senior instructor at Gansu's largest police college.
下面呢，我给大家讲一个乘胜追击动作。我现在就当对方，比如说打我右直拳打我来的时候，只要你的手这个手伸出在你的中线上，因为你快速打，啪，我直接就啪。现在注意，本身我的两个左右开掌，已经让他的肘关节受到严重的损伤。同时这个时候我送射，马上你看，迅速把对方控制住，把对方制服的。
This follow-up movement is designed by Zhang Feihu and his brother, according to traditional martial arts skills.
这个武术最大的它的特点是有积极性，也是它的根。确实应该弘扬武术，但是我觉得一定要弘扬武术真的东西，一定要是实用。我们这是真刀真枪，你如果不能，我的生命就没了。
The other brother, Zhang Feipeng, arranges to meet the crew at the school where he works. It would be valuable to see how his martial arts classes differ from his brother's on the police course. But Zhang Feipeng isn't keen to film the martial arts class on the campus.
先是从武术操，
武术操是什么样的？
很简单的呀，1、2、3、4，就是这些武术操。
它是体操式的这种。
体操式的这缺乏武术的攻击性。 精髓的东西，就像这么一个动作，啪就这么出去。但是呢，是学校有学过的这些。
To show the crew a real martial arts class, Zhang Feipeng takes them to a club specializing in Tongbei martial arts. Unlike his brother's police training, this is a community project. Designed by Zhang Feipeng to teach the correct skills and spread the ideology of martial arts.
多出几次，对了。看，这时候还有一个人说：“哎，我就闪到这边了，直接就到了。李小龙打人经常这样。”
您研究过李小龙的？
那研究过，他就是我的导师。
他是您的精神导师？
那是导师，那绝对是导师。他就感觉到， 这实战起来是越简单的，就像这样子的，越简单的越是真的，越复杂的全是假的啊。
Zheng Feipeng's admiration for Bruce Lee sets the crew thinking.
所以您看他的电影也看了很多次。
一开始看的是新鲜，现在看李小龙那就是集大成者，他是视武学为生命的人，
视武学为生命，
他对人生的一种理解，是个深层次的理解。
The crew want to reappraise their understanding of Bruce Lee.
Water also is insubstantial.
But they find trying to separate the man from the myth is a knotty problem. Bruce Lee died decades ago and has become an icon. What does he mean to people today? The crew heard that the Hong Kong Heritage Museum is holding a large Bruce Lee exhibition. After being properly authorized, the crew enter the elaborately designed venue. They are looking for clues.
Running water never grows stale, so you gotta just keep on flowing. Martial art has a very, very deep meaning as far as my life is concerned, because as an actor, as a martial artist, as a human being, all these I have learned from martial art. When I do the Chinese film, I'll try my best.
Some say it is Bruce Lee's martial philosophy that led to the birth of mixed martial arts, the widespread popular combat sport. Others are skeptical. The crew go back to Beijing to pursue this question.
As UFC's first live event in the capital of Beijing, this is a very, very special moment for us, as well as the new generation of rising stars from China.
Multiple occasions and still to this day in interviews refers to Bruce Lee as the father of mixed martial arts. And that's because of not just, what he's shown on the screen, but also a lot of his philosophical interviews of what he talks about, the way and the approach to martial arts. I mean, there's a famous quote, "Be like water," for instance.
Well, Kung Fu, the best example would be a glass of water. Why? Because water is the softest substance in the world, but yet it can penetrate the hardest rock or anything, granite, you name it. Water also is insubstantial. By that I mean you cannot grasp hold of it. You cannot punch it and hurt it. So every Kung Fu man is trying to do that, to be soft like water and flexible and adapt itself to the opponent.
That's a very relevant quote for us because it is about adapting. It is about not setting yourself in one particular style and just forcing that style. It's about adapting to what your opponent is doing. It's about how to find weaknesses in your opponent's game using any types of techniques possible. And he brought that first concept to the world. And so he's referred to by Dana and all of us as the father of mixed martial arts. And I think China should be very proud of that fact.
UFC 他们的很多选手都特别的崇拜李小龙。我想知道，李小龙先生对您有没有什么有什么影响的，包括他的介绍的理念。
其实我本人也非常喜欢李小龙，因为我觉得他的思想，他的哲学非常好，他的理念。
你看他有一句话想起来就是，当你出拳的时候就把钱就集到一个点上，瞬间注意力，砰，就一瞬间的爆发力去打击那一个点，他们就撂得很快。
There is the finger jab, there is the punch, there is the back fist and then low.
Live from the Cadillac Arena in Beijing, China.
In November 2018, there were 9 Chinese fighters at the Ultimate Fighting Championship in Beijing. It attracted a huge number of spectators. The fight was also live-streamed by satellite worldwide, drawing in a global audience. The UFC is one of the top professional fighting circuits in the world. All fighters undergo intense training. The skills they use come from Muay Thai, boxing, karate, wrestling, Jiu-Jitsu, Chinese martial arts, and Chinese Sanda.
Declaring the winner by TKO, Li the Leech Jingliang。
这就是 MMA， 这就是 Mixed Martial Arts， 这就是 MMA， 什么事情都有可能发生。
这个职业改变了我很多，从内心上、身体上都会有，会给你更强大的自信。你想正面过来个拳你都不怕，还有什么可怕的东西？对不对？
Yan Shana.
The 3 Chinese women fighters that night all won their bouts.
大家知道中国人并不弱，很强。
Song Yadong, the last to fight that night, was thought to be the most promising among the Chinese fighters. He was just 22 years old, but his clear understanding of MMA makes an impression.
他这个运动会给你传播正能量，你就会每天打实战，你会磨练你的意志，你也会挨打。这样运动会改变你，会让你积极向上，并不是会使你变坏。
Kung Fu Monkey，
MMA 任何方面我都要需要进步，因为每次比赛我都会感觉到我身上的缺点。
每项武术都有自己的缺陷，如果去真正的打 MMA 的话，并不是只是说啊中国功夫厉害，你能在全世界最大的格斗擂台上拿到金腰带，我也希望就是中国人可以做到这一点。
练精功夫，1人练能强10，专家练能强10，当家练是能强过。所以我就对轻度呢，给再重复了一遍。哦。
In the past century, faced with internal strife and foreign aggression, countless people in China with high ideals sought a way to save their nation. Martial arts changed from a simple fighting skill to a tool for building a powerful race and enhancing a proud national spirit. Generations of martial artists live true to this philosophy with their lives and devotion. It is this martial spirit that is needed today.
中国武术是为了提高积极能力而进行的系列方法，长期的训练，最后能够达到练习者的自强不息。